Have you ever wondered why some people seem to completely transform their lives while the rest of us get stuck in a loop? Well, it's not about those big dramatic moments we see in movies. It's actually about something much smaller, much quieter. Tiny decisions and the invisible power of our own identity.
All right, to really get this, let me tell you a quick story. There were once two people.
And look, both of them desperately wanted a better life. I mean, they were tired of being stuck, tired of making promises to themselves and then breaking them. But when all was said and done, only one of them actually succeeded.
So what was the secret? What was the difference maker? It wasn't talent, it wasn't luck, it wasn't even motivation, believe it or not. The real difference was something so small it's easy to miss: their habits. And that's what we're diving into today, this tale of two paths. It really gets to the heart of the question, why do some people manage to transform while so many of us stay stuck in the same place for years?
So let's give our two people some names, Rohan and Samir. Now, Rohan's approach was all about big intentions and huge dramatic resets. You know, the new year, new me kind of vibe. But Samir, he took a totally different path. It was all about tiny, almost invisible actions, but repeated over and over and over again.
Let's start with Rohan's way, because let's be honest, it's the path most of us take. I call it the motivation trap. It's this world of big declarations, dramatic fresh starts, and the constant promise of starting on Monday.
Yeah, Rohan's strategy, it probably looks a little familiar, doesn't it? The brand new workout routine, the perfect gym plan, a whole new mindset and productivity system. He even gives himself that big speech in the mirror. This time, I'm serious. It feels so powerful in the moment, but it's really just a house of cards.
And here's exactly why it always falls apart. Rohan built his entire strategy on one thing: motivation. And here's the problem with that. Motivation is like a wave. It feels incredible when you're riding it, but it always goes away. It is fundamentally unstable. You just can't build lasting change on something that's so unreliable.
Okay, so now let's look at the other path, Samir's path. This isn't about goals, it's about systems. And it all comes down to the surprising, almost unbelievable power of actions that are, frankly, laughably small. This right here is the game changer. Instead of a huge goal like read 50 pages, Samir's system was simple: read 2 pages. Instead of a perfect gym routine, his system was just do 10 push-ups. Now these actions are so small they almost feel pointless, and that right there is exactly what makes them so powerful.
There's a quote from the book Atomic Habits that just captures this idea perfectly. It says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." Just let that sink in for a second.
So what does that actually mean? Well, think of it this way. Goals are great. They're like a destination on a map. They tell you where you want to go. But your habits, your systems, that's the car. And it doesn't matter how great your destination is if your car can't get you there.
But you know what? Even a great system isn't the whole story. The biggest difference between Rohan and Samir wasn't just what they did. It was something much deeper. The real battle is identity. This explains why we all struggle so much to build habits that conflict with the story of who we believe we are.
So what do I mean by identity? It's simply the story you tell about yourself. It's that little voice in your head that whispers, "Oh, I'm such a procrastinator," or "I'm just not the kind of person who can stick to anything." And those little stories, they become our reality. Now, Samir understood this, probably without even realizing it. So he started doing something brilliant. He started casting votes for a new identity. Here's how it works. Step 1, you do one tiny action, like one single workout. Step 2, that action isn't just an action, it's evidence, it's proof. And step 3, that piece of evidence becomes a single vote for a new identity. You're not just working out, you are casting a vote that says, "I am a healthy person."
And this right here is the secret sauce. You don't just wake up and decide to change, you transform your life by collecting repeated, tangible proof of the person you are in the process of becoming. Every tiny action is another piece of evidence.
So what happens when you actually stick with this? Let's talk about the ultimate reward and why it's so important to understand the compound effect of these tiny decisions, especially when you feel like quitting. And this chart, oh man, this is the exact moment most people give up. It's called the plateau of latent potential. See, right from the start, your effort is high. You're trying really hard. But for a long time, the visible results are just flat. Nothing. That gap between effort and results is where motivation goes to die.
It is such a deceptive process, you know? For a long, long time, it truly feels like your new habits are doing absolutely nothing. And then, almost out of nowhere, you wake up one day and realize they've changed everything. It's like the compound interest of self-improvement.
So let's hit fast forward. 1 year later, where are Rohan and Samir?
Well, the real reward of good habits isn't actually what most of us think it is. It's not just about getting a better body, or making more money, or being more productive. The most profound reward, the one that truly changes you from the inside out, is self-respect. It's the feeling of knowing you can trust yourself to keep a promise.
And that really brings us to the final verdict here. When you put Rohan's path next to Samir's, the truth becomes so clear. Consistency will beat intensity almost every single time. That slow, steady burn will always outlast the explosive, short-lived flame.
You know, maybe the biggest lie we're told is that change has to be this loud, dramatic event to be real. But the truth is, real change is quiet. It's just showing up. It's doing the small, unglamorous thing over and over, especially when nobody is there to clap for you.
So I'll just leave you with this one simple but really powerful question. Forget about the massive goals for a minute. Just look at what you do every day and ask yourself this: what kind of person am I becoming through what I repeat every day? Because that answer, well, that's what will define your future.